ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shits. Subscribe.
You will love these Seventh Kingdom figures. They are incredible. Wow. Hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here doing another Marvel Legends review on Marvel Legends Series 6 Cable. This is an awesome figure. I had wanted it for a long time. I just recently got him at Comic-Con 2009. I picked him up for 35 bucks, which I don't think is a steal by any means, but I think I just paid about the right price. They're asking for 40. I got it down to 35. I just think this is an incredible figure. I'd wanted it for so long. I didn't get a chance to pick up any of the Series 6 figures. It's been one that I'd sought after for quite a while. Here's part of his base, which is also like a shoulder cannon kind of thing, which I'll get into more later. This is actually my favorite Cable out of the three. There's two other different Cable figures you can get. There's the variant of this one where it's pretty much all brown, so you can see that right here. Chow. And then there's the Hasbro Cable, which I think is probably the weakest out of the three, which I never really want to get, which you can see here. The paint on this guy is just really cool overall. I really like the sculpt. Really have no complaints about him at all whatsoever. I guess he could be a little bigger. Here's a size comparison with him next to Deadpool. Their legs are pretty much spread apart, about the same. So I always, seen Cable as being a little bit taller, but he's still got the bulk. It's not weak in any way. So like I said, the paint apps on this guy are fantastic and really good sculpt as well. Here's his shoulder pad thing. I'll show this in detail first. I really like this leather texture that they gave it. I think that looks really cool. And they have this gray, these paddings right here. Got the silver for the buckle. It's a light silver, and you can see all these shells right here. Very cool. They're actually not even a solid color. They're kind of, look like they're colored brown with gold dry brushing on them and then gold silver on them. Or gold silver, dry brush silver on them too. I don't know why, but there's this weird green gunk it looks like underneath these bullet shells. It's kind of weird to me. I don't know if anybody else has that. It's probably just the type of glue or plastic or whatever they used underneath there. It's weird green. Here's the back. It's got this little tab right here that fits well on his back. So you just take this and slide it right in like that, and it stays. So it's pretty cool. But I'm going to keep this off so I can view the rest of the figure. I like how they put a lot of detail and stuff underneath this piece also. So you can see his X logos right here. This one had some paint wear from actually, you could see it right here. So it kind of messed up the X, which isn't a big deal for me because, I keep that shoulder thing on. Here's the face sculpt. Very cool face sculpt. I like it a lot. There's this shiny eye. Very menacing, big jawed dude. Very cool. Badass from the future. Really like the paint detail that they gave his hair. They didn't make it a solid white. They threw some gray in there. There you go. Yeah, you could see it. Very cool. I like that a lot. Blue has some darker shading on it. It's not exactly black, but it's like a darker blue, over this lighter color blue. I think that looks really cool. And actually, only on this part right here on his hands, he's got silver dry brushing on the knuckles and stuff. I think that's kind of interesting. It's a little different. I like it though. I think that's really cool. It adds some wear and tear. He's got these odd colored veins that most of the Series 6 figures have, or just Juggernaut. Juggernaut has the oddly colored veins, which actually you'd think would look really bizarre to me, but for me, I don't really have a problem with them at all. I think it actually looks cool. And the flesh tones have shading in it as well. It changes color right there. So I think that's pretty cool. The yellow is all pretty much solid color yellow with the black lines, except when you get to the boots, they added some shading in the boots. So it's really hard to see on the camera, but it's there, especially on the calf. And then the base plastic for this is actually a flesh tone, so you can see right there it's got flesh tone color where the paint rubs off. Like the sculpt on the boots. I think these are cool. It's got hole pegs at the bottom of his feet. Like the buckles right there. Like how he has this different texturing. This is softer rubber for the knee pads, so that's cool. Like how these pouches came out. Just amazing detail throughout the whole thing. Well, another buckle right there. On the back. Just looks great. I really like how the arm came out. Even though this is a little different than what I was expecting from what I've seen in the comics, I thought his arm would look a little bit more like this shingled kind of metal that Colossus has. This kind of reminds me of actually movie Colossus from X2. But it looks cool nonetheless. It's pretty neat. There's a lot of, intricate little design in there and all these, cables going around. And the base plastic for this is also flesh tone, so you could see right there. You can see flesh tone coming through, which makes me feel not so bad when I'm trying to customize stuff and I get a problem with this bicep swivel. So his articulation is pretty damn good. Head moves up, down, side to side. All right. His shoulder joint is actually pretty hard to move on this side right here, but not as bad on this side. I actually don't move his shoulders that much, so plastic's pretty stiff right there. He has this armpit joint right there. Like I said, he has a bicep swivel. He has double jointed elbows. He has wrist articulation. Moves up and down, and on both sides his fingers clamp together like that. His ab crunch doesn't really move forward. It's kind of like the diaphragm joint, so it rocks kind of like that. It moves forward only a little bit, but he also does have the waist joint, so he has a solid waist joint, which is good. He's got these hip ball joints right here, thigh swivel, double jointed knees, calf swivel right there underneath that knee pad. Ankle moves up and down, and he's got toe joints and, of course, fucking ink pivot. So here's his accessory. It's basically a little flight ship thing and a hand cannon or shoulder cannon, either way you want to use it. It has really good detail on it, like the control panels over here. It's pretty neat. Got silver dry brushing throughout the whole thing. I like that. Looks pretty damn cool. Little lights and, shiny blue and, cool stuff overall. I like it. It's pretty dope. It comes with 2 handlebars right here, and then these 2 feet platforms right here. Take the handlebars and you make sure that the brakes are facing away, because that's how motorcycles work. So that's how I'm just assuming that, you have the brakes facing away. And then you take these foot pads right here, and you clip it right there, and clip it on right there. Then these are movable. You can move them around like that. He's got this moon base thing that's very similar to the Series 5 Silver Surfer, and it comes with a stand thing that rotates like this, and you just plug it in right here. Then there's that. Just like the Wonder Man figure, I never set this figure up on his actual base or his vehicle. But is it just me, or I'm having a hard time getting his arms to reach out to the handlebars? It's like the handlebars are too long or something. Unless I rotate them like this, then that kind of works. But it's still like really far out and looks kind of weird. Oh well, I don't use it like that. My favorite weapon to use for him is a forge gun that I painted black with the silver dry brush over it. I got this idea from Red Hulk 80. Check him out right there. Very cool idea, dude. I'm glad I stole this idea from you. And so I'm in my display, I have him holding this, and I just think that looks a lot more badass. I think that's cool. I think that works for Cable very well. All right, I hope you guys like my review, and catch you later. Peace.